tuilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tulijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Karibuni sana, jisikieni nyumbani. Nairobi is welcoming you in a great way. So anytime any of us has time, please show these visitors around. But I know they already know the beauty of Nairobi and so on and so forth. So there's a group and a team of very distinguished people who did not introduce themselves in the first round of introduction. But I want to take this opportunity to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves, and so that we can get to know who is represented in this forum. So could we start from my extreme right hand side?
My name is Alfred Nwambanya. I work for the Uganda National NGO Forum, which is the sitting president of IACSOF.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wairimo Philomena Kamau. I work with the Ministry of East African Affairs, Commerce and Tourism. I am the youth officer. I'm doing the youth mainstreaming in that ministry. And really what I like about East African community is the way they are engaging the youths. When you look at the face here, quite a number of us are young. I say even us because me, I'm also quite youthful. I'm still 18 and I want to remain 18 until maybe I retire. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Ronald Nyangala from the Ministry of East African Affairs, Commerce and Tourism, the State Department of East Africa. I deal with issues of social affairs in the ministry, where the civil society issues rest. And we do many things among the civil societies. So I'm glad to be here. I also like all the things you said you like about East Africa, because that is the process I am involved in, day out. So thank you for the many things you like, the integration process, and the many issues that you have raised that you like about the whole process. Asanteni sana.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Erin. I'm a legal officer from the NGOs Coordination Board. Now, we are proud of what NGOs are doing. Through our new act, we intend to better regulation, because we realize the important role that NGOs play in complementing the government's role and promoting democracy and all others. So I'm actually proud to be here. Yeah.
Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. I am Richard Chesos, Public Relations Officer at the NGOs Coordination Board. Please correct, it is not the NGOs Council. It is NGOs Coordination Board. We are a state corporation that regulates the work of NGOs in Kenya. What I like about East African community is what Mwalimu Masinjila said, but since the teacher said, he was my teacher at KU, and so I'll say something else. I like the way we hold the elections regularly in East Africa, and new leaders come in and they have a lot of passion for the East African community integration process. That is what I like about East Africa. We transfer passion. I don't have the passionometer, but I can see I can see some passion in whoever comes in as an East African leader. Thank you.
The world may seem so unkind, the mountain top may seem so high, the soul may fill with pain, and I know you're so bad. The world may seem so unkind, the mountain top may seem so high, the soul may fill with pain, and I know you're so bad, that's so bad.
I have a dream that one day the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will one day sit on the table of brotherhood. These are the words that awaken the black Americans in a country inflicted by racism. And it happened. Martin Luther King Jr. made it happen. So today I have a dream that one day the sons of East African natives will one day sit on the table of brotherhood, forging ahead tactics and developments for a new era. A new era against tribalism, corruption, immorality, poverty, starvation, mediocrity, hypocrisy, insecurity. I have a dream. I have a dream to make real. But then every night while I lie on my bed, reflecting on Africa's future in the near 2030, my concentration is disturbed by rolling tears that seem to prove to me that the year 2030 might be our judgment day. That leaves me no otherwise but to summarize my struggle and take it an extra mile. But then a soothing voice relaxes me up with these words. Don't worry, Chambers. The safari is on. And that's the better option. Like Safaricom. We have the raw material for our people's manufacture. Uniting our efforts, we can't get a puncture. Look at us, we are the structures. And dividing Africa is calling for disaster. We have the right tribe in this world preaching peace. All you have to do is play cool and ease. It doesn't matter if you came from the trees. And if that is true, then we are the perfect species. We have the mindset to our own success. Look at the superior personnel we possess. Is that not enough to lay our foundation? Because I believe a people united will see no losses. I'm dreaming for time to see reality. Yes, I'm dreaming.
Tell me why do you cry, my dear? Tell me why do you mourn, my dear? Tell me why do you weep, my dear?
Rise, Africa.
I'm a shoulder to lean on now, and I know that's so bad. Oh, oh, oh. La 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 li bam bam. La 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 li bam bam. Tan tan tere ta ra ra ra. Oh, 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 oh.
Yes, I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming for a time to see reality. When Al-Shabaab will call for peace. When Muslims and Christians will praise one God for peace. when all albinos will be human conclusive. When oil from Sudan, oil from Uganda, oil from Kenya will boost economy in East Africa. When East African plane will be the plane on board. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day the sleeping lion will wake from his dream and back to Zion, declaring freedom to all the nations, making all happy down the ghettos. And that will happen if everyone is careful, merciful, hopeful. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day Africa will be free from poverty, starvation, corruption, immorality, drug trafficking, human trafficking, racism, mediocrity, hypocrisy, insecurity. I have a dream. I have a dream to make real. That's why when I say RIP, I don't just mean rest in peace, but the write it please, that we may remain in peace. That's why Nelson Mandela did the write it please, that South Africa and the whole world remains in peace. That's why we had to say RIP, rest in peace, because he did the right thing, please, that we may remain in peace. Yeah. With our feet so high, with our eyes closed, with hostility, we are going to say RIP to all societal voices. We are going to say to hell with all societal voices. With our feet so high, with an imitation of Nelson Mandela's sign of freedom. We say RIP, rest in peace, that you may remain in peace. I have a dream. I have a dream to be Arise, Africa. Arise. Arise, Africa. Arise. Chambers. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity first and foremost to appreciate all of you for being able to come here today. We really are honored to have all of you here. We also appreciate our guests who have been able to join us here today. Our guests had been introduced. And all I can say now is to say the Kenyan thing, that all protocols are observed as we go on to give you a bit of facts and details about the East African Civil Society Forum and the function that we are attending today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to draw your attention first and foremost to the Treaty of the East African Community, Article 127.4, which says that the Secretary General of the East African Community shall provide a forum for consultations between the private sector, civil society organizations, other interest groups, and appropriate institutions of the community. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch Yaks of Kenya today, I want you to understand that that is the basis upon which the citizens, the civil society in East Africa, the private sector in East Africa is engaging in the affairs of the East African community. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to also bring to your attention that there are a number of spaces that have been created within the East African community to allow the people of East Africa, the civil society organizations, and the private sector institutions to be able to participate in the affairs of the East African community. The very first initiative that was put in place is what we call the observer status. Quite a number of organizations which I can see in the room actually have observer status with the East African community. And the importance of having observer status in the East African community is because you can be able to attend all the meetings of the East African community upon invitation. Now, I started by mentioning Article 127.4 because I've said it is the basis upon which we are here, and it is the basis upon which the East African community
Organizations Forum was put in place almost 7, 8 years ago. And we have the representative of the Uganda NGOs Forum, which holds the presidency of the East African Civil Society Forum, and he shall be able also to talk to us a bit about YACSOF as an initiative of the civil society in East Africa. Now, I know I was introduced as the president of YACSOF Kenya, but many times I am a man who moves around with many titles. I am the chairperson of the East African Community Organizations Forum, the Kenya chapter. I am, if you want to talk about the presidency, then I'm the president of the National Civil Society Congress here in Kenya. And it is because of the honor of being the leader of the civil society in Kenya that I was also selected to become the chair of YACSOF Kenya. So I just wanted to appreciate that fact so that we can put it into context. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say one or two things because our guests are here. I wouldn't want to talk a lot. The reason we came together as civil society to form the East African Civil Society Organizations Forum is really to give the people of East Africa an opportunity to be able to engage, and not just to engage in the affairs of the community, but also to understand what the community is about. Up until about 3 months ago, all the surveys that have been carried out within the East African community partner states have revealed that the levels of knowledge among citizens of the East African community and its institutions and programs remain very, very low. So you'll appreciate the fact that we need a concerted effort as all the stakeholders to be able to raise the awareness of citizens in East Africa so that they understand the institutions of the East African community, but not just that, so that they can be able to take advantage of the opportunities that exist within the East African community. So one of the key things that this forum shall be engaged with is actually to raise the awareness of citizens. And we are hoping that in a few years, we shall be able to look back and say that we have raised the awareness of the citizens of East Africa to this extent. And because of that, they have been able to take advantage of the business opportunities and other opportunities, even opportunities of a Kenyan going to, a Kenyan lady finding a handsome husband in Rwanda. Even that is an opportunity. Or a Rwandan lady, a Burundian lady, and you know, we are always reminded that, hey, Kenyans, you know, there are more beautiful people out there. So a Burundian lady also finding a home in Kenya. And of course, even as we speak, we know there are many. So the idea here is, how can Kenyans take full advantage of the integration process, of the fact that the 5 East African countries are coming together to make sure that we are one people, we have the same opportunities, and so on. This is precisely why we have what is called the Common Market Protocol. The Common Market Protocol is the one that ensures, or rather guarantees you, what we call the freedom, rather the right of establishment and the right of residence. Those two rights are extremely important for the people of East Africa, because it is through those rights that we shall be able to penetrate the East African, our 5 partner states. The Common Market Protocol also provides certain freedoms. Freedom of movement, freedom of labor, and so on and so forth. It is again through those freedoms that we as the people of East Africa are actually able to interact with each other. So ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing that we must do, and the challenge that we have here today, is to ensure that the people of East Africa not only understand the community, its institutions, its programs, and so on, but are also able to take advantage of the various opportunities that arise by being a community. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that there are many many debates that are happening within the community. I know that many times you've heard about, say, the coalition of the willing and so on. You've seen that sometimes our political leaders have not been quite speaking from the same platform, speaking the same language. As civil society, what we bring to the table of East African community is actually a force that can unite not only the people of East Africa, but actually the leaders of East Africa. So that, you know, we don't hear about the coalitions of the willing. When we had a forum here yesterday, I said that the people of East Africa are not interested in coalitions of the willing. The people of East Africa are interested in the community as a single thing, as a single entity. So, for example, the people of East Africa are looking forward to a situation where the single customs territory becomes a reality, and so that we, all of us, can be able to take part in building this great region in the African continent. Ladies and gentlemen, by coming together as civil society, and you can see that we have all the partner states, we have representatives of civil society from all the partner states. We are able, and you know our region has been racked by many conflicts.